You can learn to draw. You don't have to know how to draw. It's a little different. Bad influence. Currently 10:37 a.m. We have an appointment at noon today. We're off. We're out of here. Got my eyebrow done. Hair's done, but we're up in our warm because it is absolutely freezing here in Montana today. 12 degrees is pretty cold for Montana. Alright, wish the camera luck. It's sitting here, probably gonna fall off, but to be honest, I feel like I'm kind of running a little behind. Oh great, my air freshener is just gonna be banging on the camera the whole time. Hold on, okay. So yeah, I feel like I'm running behind because I have multiple boxes of supplies that came in yesterday and the day before, and so I'm kind of hoping I should be getting there a little earlier to organize everything, but hey, you know, it is what it is and we'll make it work. But ideally, I was really hoping I would get there early enough to fully set up the coil and use the coil on this design. However, he did say that he didn't want it too big, and I only have 9 straight bars for the coil, which, you know, are the thick boys. And if that's the case, I just don't want to go too bold. I know that sounds crazy coming from a traditional artist, but I do believe there's such thing as too bold, and when those lines expand and it's on a smaller tattoo, it just it doesn't look as good, you know? And the tattoo design's actually really weird, so weird for me, something definitely different than I normally do, but I'm really excited to try out something different. It's a different style, and I'll just have to show you because it's just a lot more color than I normally do, and just the whole like design. His reference was really weird, like pop art, so I definitely still stuck to American traditional fundamentals, but it's kind of like a pop art American tradition. Or you know, the dudes that use a lot of like blue, like baby blue and yellow. Anyway, I'm sure you've seen it, but we'll show you. We will show you. Also, we have a full weekend of tattooing ahead of us, which is great. Things have been picking up since the slow season. Exactly. And that's what I meant when I said the camera was lodged up there. So I'll just, yeah, we're not going to be able to film in the car today. The DSLR, dude. It's the DSLR. We're going to do this while we drive because, you know, whatever. Okay? It's the DSLR, dude. It's too big to really have in your car, and my jobby tripod head broke and jammed into the camera mount. So we don't really have a good tripod right now besides a massive Manfrotto tripod, which I did bring. But yeah, that doesn't fit in here either. So considering the camera's not going to stay up, we're not going to do any more car talk. So I'll see you at the studio. We'll catch up from there. First off, we need to stop and get more caffeine because, you know, caffeine for me is life. Monster, sponsor me. I love you. Who knows how this works? Like, right, like playing music in the background, I'll get demonetized, right? So that's kind of sad. That's kind of sad. Because I don't have a job. So we need the little bit of money we do get from YouTube to help pay for things. But yeah, okay, we're back, and as always, first things I do when I get here is just get my stencil set up and printed. And I know that's probably backwards from what a lot of people do, because they probably wait for their client to show up, they get all set up. Not for me, because my printer has to connect to my phone, so I have to send it from my iPad to my phone and then print it. And I just like to print a few sizes, so when they show up, I already have multiple sizes to choose from. Every once in a blue moon, one of those sizes doesn't work and we need to size up or size down, at which point I use the copy function on the printer and adjust or reduce or enlarge, right? But this is the design we are doing today. This is his cat, and his cat tragically passed away, oddly enough, 2 days before I sent him the drawing. But the sad part is he sent me a photo of the cat before wanting a tattoo of his cat, and the cat was still alive. So sad stuff. Hopefully he's in good spirits today. But yeah, this is what we're doing, and this is why I was saying it's a little different from what I normally do. And I think really the reason for that is because there is just not a lot of black in this. And if you know, American traditional is typically 1/3 part black, 1/3 part color, and 1/3 part skin. So this does not meet those requirements necessarily. But yeah, I'm super stoked. So we're gonna get a stencil printed out, and then we will set up for the day and unload our box of supplies, and yeah, we're off and running. So welcome. If you're new here, it's lovely to see you. If you're not new here, it's also lovely to see you. I haven't made a vlog in a while, and I wrote down on my notepad, it, just film some make a vlog. I have fun doing them. I imagine they're probably more boring to watch, but if you like them too, leave a comment down below. I suppose since we're recording, I'm just gonna show you like what I do as far as getting my stencil printed. Okay, as you can see, we have a lot of layers here. Okay, the problem is if you start moving around your outline layer, they might not sync up to the shading layer. So then if you go back and you're trying to reference the design while you're tattooing, they could be shifted off and it's hard to get them into place. I don't know why that is, but if you resize anything, you're pretty much screwed, okay? So I take my outline layer and I duplicate it, okay? And then I I just turn everything else off. I don't lock it. And now I know when I can move this layer around wherever I want, right? And still go back, turn that off, and turn on everything else, reference, and everything lines up, okay? So that's my workflow for this. From here, obviously, I just decide how big does this design need to be. He said medium, it's going on the thigh, so I just sort of guesstimate a size. I send it to my phone, I print it out. If it looks good, good, and I make like a little smaller one and a little bigger one. Anyway, that's how I print my stencil. Really exciting stuff, like no tattoo artist prints stencils every day. Bad influence. Moms, get your kids. Bad influence. Going for hand-sized, a little over palm, considering there's ears, but sometimes you just get really lucky. See it? And you kind of nail it on the first try. Like this would be kind of the perfect size for right above the knee. I'm gonna rock it. I'm rocking with this. This is a sweet size. We need to set up our workstation because honestly, I'm already getting behind. Tried to film and do everything you're supposed to do. It's 11:12. He will be here at noon. It's time to set up. Let's get this shit. I have the hardest time not cussing. So if there's a bunch of bleeps throughout this, it's because I am not an adult and I cuss all the time or whatever. As you can tell, it's pretty small in here, which I think a lot of you know if you know me or you've been following this journey. In 2023, the winter of 2023, we built this studio. Now, this is a 10 by 11 room, so it's actually really small. So this is the point when I'm going to announce that we are moving soon and we are building out a new studio, and it's going to be much larger, and we are very likely partnering with another artist, and we are going to do a collaborative studio. So it'll kind of still retain my name as well as their name. But yeah, super exciting because that's very likely happening. We're shopping right now for new spaces. So there might be a lot of changes coming, and if that's the case, I'm stoked. And I figured, it, I'm just gonna say it right now, because when you see me washing my hands and I'm like jammed up against my armrest and everything, there's just not enough room in here. It's fine, don't get me wrong. It's bigger than any booth you would get at a tattoo studio, unless it's like a really big one, but like typically This is much bigger than a booth, so it's fine. It does the job, but having more space would be a blessing, and I would be very stoked. So that's coming, so stay tuned for that. On that note, if you're ever in Montana or you're coming through Montana this summer on a vacation, maybe a family vacation, maybe you're going to a national park, I don't know, hit me up if you're in Missoula and come get a tattoo. Come hang out. I would love to have you. What the hell's going on? Canon, learn to focus. Learn to focus better. Find my eye. There you go. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Alright, I'm gonna air myself out right now. As you can see, or not, how do they do that? They show their... Okay. I don't know how to do fit checks, obviously. I'm in my 30s, so it's not something that I typically do. I'm in the baggiest clothes one can find. And that's because I've spent 3 days watching, is it Love After Lockup? This is what I meant by I'm gonna air my shit out right now, because it's pretty embarrassing, but I love trash TV. I don't know what else to say about it. It's trash. So, you know, a little of this, a little of that, and then before you know it, this is the problem. I ate a whole tub of ice cream, like a half gallon or whatever, 2 sleeves of ice cream cones, 2 donuts, and a bag of sour strips. So, if I'm looking a little puffy, that's why. And that's why I'm in some comfy clothes today. Also, obviously it's cold out, as you know now. It's a very cold day. But yeah, we went straight up baggy. We're in large everything, which, you know, pretty cool by Gen Z standards. I won't even get started on that because I see the Gen Z kids now. It's lovely. It's beautiful. They look exactly how I looked at 15. Exactly how we dressed in the 90s. It's pretty funny, to be honest, because I thought it kind of died, but it's back. It's definitely back. Anyways, I realized I don't have my little microphone, so I don't know if this is going to be in focus at all. I don't know. Because I don't have my mic, I have my Rode mic on top, which hopefully it's on. Yeah, it's on. So I don't know how the audio is. It might, I don't know. I don't really think these Rode mics are that great, the ones that mount on top, versus the Rode Wireless Go Pro or whatever the f. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. If the audio is poor, that's why, I suppose. You're also probably asking yourself, well, how is noon appointment mean you're running behind? Like, how are you getting there at 10 something and you feel behind? Oh, well, yeah, because I don't go to bed till 2 in the morning. And I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. But, you know, I haven't had a real job since September of last year. So I'm on a whole journey with myself and my donuts and my cats and my reality television. I did go to the gym. Okay, I made it to the gym, which is normal. But then if you eat like 4,000 calories of sugar, it kind of defeats the purpose. But in my head, it makes me feel good. Anyway, legit, we need to get finished setting up. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to film with the client here, but the next clip will hopefully be the stencil or the outline or something like that. But I do need to get set up because now I do feel like I'm running out of time. Okay, so quickly before the client shows up, I'm just going to show you my setup. We have the iPad, right, on our stand, which will be moved around. Our workstation is set up. We are using the Mast Archer Ultra to shade. We are using the Bishop Wand liner to line. We are using Big Wasp energy carts today, which is pretty much always. We got a rinse cup, we got a shaver, we got a surgical marker to mark the stencil and make any adjustments should the stencil not transfer that well. Always shop towels, as you know. Yeah, my little skull cups. We're using Hustle Butter for our glide. And for ink, I believe most of the colors, so black, dynamic, and the rest is probably, yeah, the rest is Eternal. So we are using Eternal today. So anyway, that is the setup. We'll color him in and then Just some gray?
Yeah, gray and the blue.
And then just the eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta do the ears too. We'll come back to those. We got the camera on tripod, locked into the seat. Hopefully this is a solve and that actually works. But the point of me being back on the camera post-tattoo session is I wanted to answer one question or comment from TikTok. Here it is. If you're a beginner tattoo artist, maybe you should already know how to draw. I wanted to address this. Realistically, people with that outlook can off. And even though I've been an artist my entire life, it's not like I knew how to draw American traditional tattoos when I decided to go down this route of learning to tattoo. I knew how to do multiple art formats or art mediums, multiple. And they all piggyback on one another, you know, when you know what color theory is or what the rule of thirds is or how light and contrast create images, etc. Like, that's obviously very beneficial knowledge to have. But all I'm saying is knowledge is the power here. And if you want to learn to do something, you should learn to do it and be the best at learning. Because learning how to learn is what's really important here, in my personal, humble opinion. If you find out ways to learn things that work for you, and then you see yourself growing and you're learning, you know, whatever. Just that comment is total bull, and I just wanted to lay it out there because I know there are a ton of people who want to tattoo but feel like they don't, because right now where they are in their lives or their artistic skill sets do not show that they can draw. You can learn to draw. You don't have to know how to draw. It doesn't have to come organically, and you don't have to be born with this skill. You can learn it. Oh my God, dude. If you're still here and you made it through the whole video, I really appreciate you. We've been filming with my head cut off the whole time. I don't know why you didn't say anything. But yeah, I'm super happy with the way that tattoo turned out. He's stoked. I think it's just cool. It was fun using colors I don't normally use. And yeah, until the next one, you know where to find me. I'm obviously on TikTok until that ship sails and sinks. And well, I guess it's already sailed, it's sinking. So I'll be on TikTok, and I'll always be posting on YouTube. So